Okay, it's clear that I haven't broken you guys of old habits, but that's okay. We'll do it because everybody seems committed today, and I've got two people who just didn't do exactly what I wanted, so at least I'm on the right track. So, AJ, would you lead us in the pledge today?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Why? All right, so good morning. So, the thing that I want to try to start today, before we do all of our introductions, so everybody has a minute to think about it, there's a lot of people who sit at tables here, and they sit at the same table, but if you know a Rotarian at your table very well, today when we do introductions, why not introduce them to everybody else? Because there's a ton of people who don't know them. So feel free to, don't feel obligated, but let's just try to mix it up a little bit. So, introductions. Visiting Rotarians. We're going to start right here.
Dave Scott, visiting from Boise, Idaho.
Oh. Welcome. Hey. Visiting Rotarians. Visiting Rotarians.
Darren Engel again from Chabolla Sunset.
Yay! This is Melinda Dame. She's visiting from that table over there.
Generally, we stand up when we introduce our guests.
This is Melinda Dame. She's visiting from that table over there.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you.
I'm with Joyce, Lori, and Tom, visiting from, I think they're often, Joyce is at that table. I see Tom up here quite a bit. Lori's always here, though. And Randy Mendoza. And I said I wanted to note that I got a tank of diesel and lunch in Boise on Monday. So I was just in Boise.
Did you
warm?
Did you stop by this club?
I did, yeah, it was great. No, I literally got off the highway, filled the tank, and off I went.
Brandy Easter said something nice to me this morning, so I'll return the favor. Brandy is up here at the adult table with me this morning. I guess that's what it is. And Brandy's a fantastic photographer and a ocean lover and all things fish and moving into the deep waters around here. So, glad to hear Brandy.
Nice.
Ian, that was a wonderful introduction, but it begs the question, what are you doing at the adult table?
I got to mature someday.
Just checking.
That's what they say.
Aspirational.
I have Olivia Reynolds right here behind me. She's our 2015 scholarship winner and Arcata High School graduate. We'll talk to her more later.
Anybody else?
I got one. Got the other half of the, what is it, the double dump? What did you guys call yourselves? The damn it?
Damn it if you don't.
Damn it if you don't. Anyway, Rachel Danny, who started her first week at her new job this spring.
And I didn't see her come in, but we have Miss Maciel here.
Hi. She didn't see me, but she heard me, is what she said.
No, it's actually really great that you're here, because by the way, you're Rotarian of the Week. Just to throw that out. So that's really cool. I'm glad you showed up.
I wanted to say something about her. Also, she took on a chair of one of our most challenging committees.
Yes, and that's exactly why you're Rotarian of the Week. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Hey, anybody else? I kind of like this. This is fun. It's fun.
I can talk about the people at the kids' table. I can pick just one. We've got Ed. He's our IT guy, right? Yeah, look at me. I'm learning. And Bob, he likes windows. And Vanessa, she's got
I don't like them, I cover them up.
And Vanessa has a little bit of a drinking problem. That's why we're at the kid table. And my buddy Brandon, he thinks he likes money. He likes to take people's money. Hopefully make them money.
Well, yeah, that's better. That's better when you phrase it that way.
Make them money.
Recognitions. Remember, when you have anything, send it to RCAS. Recognitions at Gmail. I want to get some things going, and I actually have to make sure that I start putting them in programs so we recognize people for doing things. So, anybody traveling? Apparently we do have one in the back who gets diesel in Boise, so we might have an update on that.
Well, I drove out there to get it because it was 20 cents, no, 50 cents cheaper. So I just figured what's a quick 700 miles to go get some diesel for the truck.
I hope you brought a large tank.
I did spend a little time in southwest Montana doing some fly fishing with all my family who was out there from here.
Nice.
So.
Excellent. Anyone else?
Well, I traveled west. Yes, west.
West?
Yes, so Sunday I just coincidentally was booked on a trip with the Real Steel, and it was supposed to be a halibut trip, but they said, we're thinking about doing a scouting trip. And I said, scouting? They said, yeah, for tuna. And I said, let's do it. So we thought we'd get into them about 30 miles out, but at first hookup was 41 miles out, and it got almost 50 miles out southwest. So yes, I went tuna fishing, and we were successful. We got 22.
Okay. Nice. Congratulations. It was a big one else. So Albert.
I just came back from a jazz camp at Stanford.
Jazz camp?
It was tremendous. I was around a lot of great professional jazz musicians. I had a trio, assigned a trio, and I had 2 professionals as my rhythm section, and we performed for a crowd there, so that's quite an achievement. Just a great experience.
So thank you. Now we're going to come right back to you because I already blew it. You're my Rotarian of the Week. So you kind of have just stepped up to something that this club really needed because we decided to change the fundraiser. We needed somebody to stand up behind it and take it on, and
Somebody to blame if it doesn't go right for Shannon.
No, she's totally right because I recall saying that at the meeting. You had the meeting. I was like, I'm so happy you took this on because now I can blame you. So that's why I have to make you the Rotarian of the Week. I mean, if I'm going to blame you for things, I have to praise you for things too. So, and I think that praise comes from the entire club because we wanted that change. So, thank you. I'm going to make you talk about it.
Okay, so we met on Wednesday, and first I just want to apologize for my email and not blaming people. Epic fail, but a lesson learned, so that won't happen again. And let you guys know that we had an amazing meeting. Thank you to the ones that showed up. But I know it's difficult right now to make the meetings, but we have decided on changing things up because that was the general consensus at the fireside meetings. But we didn't want to change up too much because we have something that works really well, and so we're going to add on to that. We're going to have what we're calling Taste of Spring. So just like our Taste of the Holidays, it'll be an opportunity to save you guys some time because we already have the event in place and kind of know what to do, and we'll just enhance and do a few other things because we know that this is supposed to be our big fundraiser and we want to make money. So we will add on a few things. So be prepared, Tom, that you will be hit up to do something.
That was good.
That was really good, Randy. Thank you. But we're pretty much going to do the same thing. Lisa is sending out an email for save the dates to all the vendors currently that do Taste of the Holidays to let them know about our event that's coming up. We also decided to change the actual date of it. We're going to do, our hopes is May 9th. Somebody kind of has it booked, but if they don't commit in 2 weeks, we will get that date. If not, it will be May 2nd. It will be on a Thursday as well. And it will be at the community center, like Taste of the Holidays. So if you have any feedback, ideas to enhance it, we're thinking that we'll have something there to do a raffle with, or we're gonna like adjust ticket prices probably. So you guys are going to be called upon to be selling tickets. So I know that's not our strong suit, but it's going to save you guys a lot of time and not having to decorate and commit to different committees because we already have this thing dialed in. So I hope that you all will be really good at selling tickets.
Perfect. So, there will continue to be committee meetings, so you will get to hear about this, and you can show up and you can get involved with it. And we do still need some more energy and some additional ideas for what we're doing. So, looking forward to that. Other announcements? Anybody have anything? I didn't get any emails for announcements. I was a little afraid.
I just want to say really quickly, I did a little bit of jiggering with the Sunrise Spirit, and so if you're going to have a committee meeting at any time, as soon as you know where and when it's going to be, please let me know. Shoot me an email. I'll put it in the Spirit so that we can get it in the calendar part. So just let me know.
Speaking of, I should probably start trying to send out emails to announce committee meetings. So we'll talk about that a little more because we're going to do a lot of talk about committees today in general. This badge thing, we're just going to pretend I didn't put this slide in here, and we're going to fast forward. This is going to come back. You'll see it again. Yeah, sorry about this, but I'm today's program, so you actually have to listen to me for like a whole 20 minutes. So I'm going to try to make it as painless as I can, but really what I'm going to say is, what I'm going to talk about the entire time is doing what matters. So the international theme for this year is lovely, and it's Be the Inspiration. And so in order to be the inspiration, our district has decided that we should do what matters. And doing what matters is what Rotary is about for us anyway. And what matters to our club is kind of apparent by what we do. And so instead of talking about specific little things, I want to talk about all of our committees, and I want to talk about all of the people in all of the committees. And so I'm going to kind of just jump into it. We've already started with some of them, but the membership committee. So if you're on the membership committee, please stand up. So we have the chairs for the membership committee, co-chairs. So one of them needs coffee, so we'll just let him go. And he's already actually told me today anyway that he's co-chairs with AJ, but he's kind of, fallen second to AJ because AJ has really stepped it up. Would you like to say anything about your committee? This isn't meant to be a committee update, it's just meant to talk about your committee.
I'm definitely being part of this committee.
Yes.
And stay in frame.
Yeah, I'm supposed to tell you, you have to stay from here. Is it here?
That's too far.
That's too far.
But stay there.
If you come across this, if you come in front of this, I will hit you. I mean,
You can hit him back in a year. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right. It all adds up.
It has been a lot of fun. It's been great to introduce new members to the club. We've scheduled it so it's on an ongoing, if we have a prospective member, we set it up so we have a meeting once a month, and then typically it'll be the third Thursday of the month, so that if we have a prospective member, we already have it on the calendar to be able to be available. So if any of you want to come meet a prospective member, I can include you in emails. But
Griffin, 6 p.m. typically, third Thursday.
And I appreciate that I've been able to get some members who've of the club, who've been with the club for a while, to add some long history to the club, because there's some new. I feel like there's so little for me to introduce, but I definitely appreciate Lori and Craig. And I guess for some of you out there, I'm going to look to try to invite you as well to some of our future meetings so that we can bring that additional depth.
The meetings are really interesting depending on who shows up. A couple of times when Craig comes, it's like, oh, this is an awesome history lesson. That member knows what's going on. So, but yeah, we'd love to have as much participation as we can, because remember, the membership committee is really all of you.
well, and that's another part why I'm saying that this is a huge piece of doing what matters. Our club is growing. how many clubs are growing? Does anyone know the percentages? I actually don't, but I can tell you it's not very many. I've heard from many clubs that their clubs are shrinking or they've been stagnant for years. Our club is consistently growing, so thank you for what your committee does. And it's apparent that that's part of what's mattering for us. We have mentorship too. Yeah, absolutely. We have mentorship. So the beauty of mentorship is we got some feedback last week from Brandy about it. I can't even figure out what the word is to say, but you know, we got the feedback about it. It's great to get those reviews, and I want to try to keep doing this week after week, so everybody's hearing about a committee. We'll hear about a committee every week. So if you have any little extra things you'd like to add.
Well, after the membership has talked to the prospective members and they're inducted, we kind of tag them along to get that engagement or whatever, and I talked about my rock star committee members, that we have a wealth of knowledge on our committee. We have past presidents, we have a past district governor, we have people who are fully engaged with the club, and is very excited about Rotary and have taken leadership roles in a lot of the committees, so it brings a lot of
And how many people in this room have been a mentor? We have a few. Every one of you can be a mentor. And you're not going to necessarily have to commit to being a mentor, but you know things about this club. You know why you're here. You know what brought you here. So please join that committee. They'd love you. All right. The program committee. I love the fact that I have a chunk of the program committee here, and I would love you to say things about it because they actually gave me a day on the program committee. So I think they're fantastic.
Must have missed that meeting.
We were delighted to have you. Our job is to arrange the programs for the year, and we do this every half year. We meet before the half year begins, and in 1 hour, we have people, our members are filled with program ideas, and so we brainstorm it and we fill in the schedule. Pretty much fill in every space. We might leave 1 or 2 dates open for future opportunities, but we fill in that schedule, and then during the half year, when the week before the particular program is scheduled, we get in touch with our president, and also we have a committee member who's the contact person for that speaker, and the 3 of them then coordinate arranging the programs for you. I hope you agree the programs have been really good, and it's due to the wealth of knowledge of the members of our committee. You see Greg and Crystal and Karen and Carol Vandermeer, who's not here, and Cam, he's here, yes.
Yeah, he's hiding behind him.
And this year we were delighted that Crystal joined our committee and came in with new ideas that were great, and we very much welcome any of you who'd like to join our committee. Come in with your program ideas and join the fun. Very efficient, just 2 meetings a year for an hour.
And mercifully, the last one was in the afternoon at Richard's Goat, rather than those morning meetings.
Wait,
Thank you for that.
You don't like our morning meetings?
I'm not a morning guy anyway, unless I love mornings, but I'm always coming in from the other side.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you guys in the committee. I was impressed by how efficient you guys were. I showed up to the meeting and the meeting was done. They came in, they said, what are we doing? Like that. So fantastic, and I love our program, so thank you. Recognitions. But do we have any? We do. We have one.
Well, and actually, I have to say, which I maybe shouldn't say, I had not thoroughly checked the committee list, and I thought, am I still on recognitions? And so the idea of the email is really to have people either tell, how we get to know each other is by sharing. And so, few years ago, the Recognition Committee did like lots of research on one person and went through, and we could do that again if we wanted to, but the part about that is coordinating the person to be here, and then some of you don't want that bunch of splash. And so the idea really is that we get to know you through your recognition. So we want to know about what you're doing, what your family's doing, whatever our success is in regards to it. And if we're going to try to think of different ways to motivate that, and we also want, if you know someone, to tell on them so that they, and they don't have to know you did it, because that's why we have that email that's there. So if you send something, we can make sure that we hear about all of those things and share in our successes and our happinesses, because that's how we also join as a club. So, so the more you want to participate, that's great, and we'll hear more about it. But also you'll be getting emails, and if they prod you to say something or to send something information, please do. And like I said, if you send it yourself, we don't say, oh look, Joyce shared all this great information. It's I heard about, and because we know bits about your lives, and it's nice to get that continuity of what's going on, the good and the bad. If you want to share some of that too. Okay, thanks.
And there's an important piece to that. One of the biggest things that we all wanted when we did the firesides was fellowship. So that helps with our fellowship and our fellowship committee. So do we have people on the fellowship committee? I know I'm missing a lot of them today. I won't even make you speak to it, but I will say what fellowship has done is we're trying to get the RISE events, we're getting the fellowship events. It seems like our club is doing a lot more together. So thank you for that. So continue your fantastic work.
Somehow I can hear Romy talking right now.
I know. It's really hard to be like, oh, the fellowship committee without Romy or Jessica here, because they're usually the two most vocal people in the room. Usually when they start talking, everybody kind of gives them some enthusiastic room. So we love their enthusiasm, so thank you for that. I'm going to look straight to Julie when I say the PR committee, because you are fantastic, and I know we have other PR members here, right? We have
Brett
Brett
on my committee, and Dick is on my committee, and Scott, who's not here, is on my committee. But even though he's not here, he still helps a lot. But our job is just to show the public how great we are. We really are a great club. We're getting better, actually, believe it or not. When other clubs aren't getting better, we're actually getting better. And it's more about just showing the public what we're doing and why they should support us and how community oriented we are. And it's just putting the positive vibes out there.
Right.
That's it.
Well, thank you. And every time you have an opportunity for PR, contact myself, contact Julie. We want to make sure that we're getting in the paper, that people see us, that we're visible. It doesn't matter what it is. If we have an excuse, let's use it. Like it just helps people become more aware of us. We are growing, so if we want to keep doing it, let's keep doing it. I'm not going to make Rachel say anything, but I'm just going to say that Rachel is the chair of community service, and we're going to actually hear a report from her in a few weeks. So, thank you. Anybody on community service? Community service?
We have a meeting next Thursday, 7 a.m., Country Store.
Perfect. I know Randy is here somewhere. Yeah, Randy. Randy.
She said Randy.
I said Randy. I actually meant Randy because I apparently slur, which is amazing because people think my name is Greg all the time. So
you wish.
Yeah. Well, the problem is with Ray is, hey, I'm not talking to you. All right. So Greg would probably be a little better. But anyway, back to Randy.
Did you say Randy? Randy?
I've already forgotten what I was talking about. So
if you really want to get my attention, you can do like my mother said, Randall Joseph?
All right, Randall Joseph? Financial.
Financial, yes. Financial assistance, the committee that never meets. We did once in Howard's year because he made us.
5 minutes.
And we all of a sudden said, okay, all right. So financial assistance is a really great committee because we really can make a difference in the community. We dole out $7,000 to some incredibly worthy causes. We make a difference for a lot of things. So you can see I do a monthly report that goes to the board. So if you ever want to see where the funding is going, just check out the board minutes. But what we do is we get, and everybody here can be a part of that. If you see a need in the community, send me an email. And I try to condense them, so if you can send me long ones, but this is kind of the committee of busy people, so I try to condense it because sometimes I found over the years they don't always read everything you send them because they're really busy. So, but a nice, anything that just so that they can, a page they can look and see how worthy the project is, how much they need, how it would make a difference. We tend to really want to see how it makes a difference. And then I send it out email, and then the members deliberate over email, and and I'm just kind of the moderator. And then once the committee approves the funding, I send it another email to our treasurer Brian, and he sends the check.
No more sending the check.
No more sending the check.
That's my PR opportunity.
Well, some of them are kind of we should talk because I really,
Okay.
we have fallen short on PR, and there is a disconnect between, because sometimes people need the money right away. So, but if we could, I'll talk to you.
If they want it that fast, I'll be happy to take a picture for it.
We'll hand deliver it.
We have the big rubber
we can
check
hand
that we
deliver
can
it,
use
yeah.
too.
We had the big fake check.
Faster than.
You want to give me money, I'll stand in front of a check all day.
Yeah, we used to do that. We used to kind of try to show up, and it was kind of hard. That's when you were the chair. We did that.
Yeah.
You had to herd. You were a better herder than I was.
Yeah, I've been working.
Well, I'm going to buy Julia cattle prod, and I'm going to give her a picture of the front of your house.
Well, I
She'll
don't
show
want to be. We want the president. I don't want to be in those pictures.
Well, that's fine. You just have to give me the check. I'll stand there. I don't know.
Yeah, when
You
can.
want photos of me? That's fine. I'll let you take them, but it's one of those things. That's up
That
to
would
you.
be good.
You just gotta let me know.
Let's talk more about that. Perfect.
Excellent. See, now we're doing what matters.
The committee that never meets but only once.
President Ray, can I speak to that just for a moment?
Absolutely.
Okay, I think it's great that we get ourselves in the. Oh no. Thank you. I think it's wonderful that we get ourselves in the paper and on YouTube occasionally. But what's important here is, and what makes a better picture than somebody handing a check is doing something with the group. If that's at all possible, if you can do something with the group. And I want to see hands, anybody who doesn't have a cell phone with them right now. You all have...
Oh,
Cam. You all have the ability to take a picture at a moment's notice. Don't, if you're in a situation where you have to get the check to somebody, get the check to them, get a picture, try and get a picture of doing something, a Rotarian doing something with that group. If that's at all possible, that's a much more interesting picture. And speaking of not interesting pictures, let's go back to Ray.
I tried to help you. So, I'm not going to even talk about it. I'm just going to say the Rotary Foundation. I'm not going to mention it without Terry here because she might get mad at me. But I promise you, she'll get it up. She'll get a chance to update you on Final Friday. So, World Community Service. Maggie and Tom, and how many members do we have here today? So, this is a little bit more. There's a big program piece that has to go to this. I think that your update is going to take 10 to 15 minutes. So we don't have to say anything today, but in the next few weeks, we're going to schedule an update so you guys can give some pictures and talk about the projects that you work on. And just get everybody more aware of what we're doing. So thank you for everything that you do, and we'll have an update from you soon. Let's see, Transitional Age Youth. So, we do have a few, and this is an interesting committee. And there's a lot that you do, and I think that we need to definitely do a full program on this as well, because I know we have a lot of pictures, and if you would like to say something, we have a few moments. But
I would like to say that in the spirit of communication, we have set up our next team meeting for Wednesday, August 22nd at 5:30. Shoot me a message or a phone call if you would like some information about how to get where we're meeting. We're going to meet in McKinleyville. But we are looking to set up another kind of a transitional age youth support program. We've been working on one that did not come to fruition. But Sarah's been leading some efforts to help with some clothes closets, and of course we have our big dinner we help provide, which actually this group here helps serve and provide. And we're going to be starting planning for that probably in another month and a half or so. So it takes a surprising amount of time to do good food, as well.
When will that date be approximately for the banquet?
It's almost always the first Thursday of December. We don't have a date yet, but that's just about always what it is.
And I have a question. Where will the committee meeting be?
We're going to meet at Co Central in McKinleyville.
Okay, thank you.
all right, well, thank you. I know it's your first meeting of the year, Rebecca.
Oh, not prepared.
But you don't have to be prepared because
No, I'm prepared.
You are prepared. You're prepared, well, perfect. So we have youth activities.
Excellent, excellent. No, I'm actually really excited for this opportunity. I don't have too many people on my committee. I've got Brian, Sarah, Joyce for some essay contest. I don't even know what that is. It's on here. Deb and Nick is helping with AIBT. We do a lot of stuff, and we're actually really looking for committee members and really looking for people with new ideas. In particular, Brian has led the dictionary project for many, many years. If there's anybody who's interested in like, hey, I want to take on a project, but I don't want something that's overwhelming, that'll last the whole year. The dictionary project is like, it's a machine. Brian can hand it over, he can tell you what to do. So that's one thing that we're definitely looking for is people to take that over. Other activities that we do is we sponsor the cross-country run that happens here in Arcata. This will be like our 8th or 9th year. We've seen that event grow from about 100 runners to I think almost 300 runners last year, so that's pretty amazing with our support that's really helped build that up. We help do a little bit of help with the Arcata High basketball tournament that happens in December. We help both the women's and the men's tournaments now, which is really exciting having a woman basketball player in my family. We didn't do kids crabs and Rotary this year, but the committee talked about some ways to like revamp that, and I'd really like to see us do that. But I do need committee members, and so I'll send out something soon about setting up our first meeting. I have lots of meetings, is what I find, between Rotary and Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and work and all that kind of stuff. But my main message is I do need some committee members. It's fun to get out there and do stuff with the kids. If you have youth ideas, I know you're not on my committee. You've got some really great ideas about Do What Matters and trying to make some impact in the lives of some high school kids. So that's my little spiel. Thanks for the opportunity. Are there any questions?
Okay. So an important part of this, the whole opportunity thing is, we've already all decided what we think matters. I mean, we speak to it with our committee chart, we speak to it with everything that we're doing. So all of this matters, and the problem is we're not bringing a lot of light to it. We're not talking about our committees all the time. So we need to make sure that this starts happening. You know, we need to get some of this in, and doing it as a full meeting is a little more than we're going to ever do, probably again for my year at least. But I want to make sure that we're still getting these committee updates because we want everybody involved and we want everybody to be aware of what we have going on. So, competitions and scholarships. I don't have Brian or Jeff here, but is anyone else on the committee?
So, actually, that's why Olivia's here. So we give scholarships to Arcata High School and the charter school. We give a $1,500 revolving scholarship for 4 years, and then we also we're supposed to only give 3 $1,000 scholarships. We always go back and ask for more, so we usually give a lot more than that. And then what else do? We do History Day. What else does that club do? History Day and Science.
Ryla.
And Ryla. Oh yeah, and Ryla. which she lived around too. And so did Rachel, way back when. Anyway, that's all I know. I'm just on the. It what?
It was just a couple years.
Just a couple years ago.
You know, I love derailment. It's one of my favorite things. So, we're doing a red badge in the middle of my presentation because it's actually more fun for me, and I like to throw things on the spot. And perfect time.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Oh yeah, sorry. Wait, you get hit. Okay. So fellow Rotarians, it is my privilege and pleasure today to conduct an induction ceremony to bring yet another new member into our club. Luis Chabolla was proposed for membership by AJ, which is why he's not up here doing this, because he can't do it every time, especially if he's a sponsor. Luis's proposal has been reviewed by the membership committee in accordance with our club constitution and bylaws. His name has been circulated and his application for membership has been approved. I would now like to ask the two of you to come up.
But stay in frame.
You're perfect. That's why I wrote you.
Okay. Rotary is defined as a volunteer organization of business and professional leaders united worldwide to provide humanitarian service and help build goodwill and peace. Club members meet weekly to plan service objectives, we've been doing that this morning, discuss community and international issues, and enjoy fellowship. Clubs are non-religious, non-political, and open to every race, culture, and creed. Rotary encourages high ethical standards in all vocations while striving to work and live and work by the four-way test. Every time I do this, I like us all to say, what's the four-way test?
Truth is truth. Is it fair to all concerned?
Will it build goodwill and friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Luis, we now proceed to admit you membership into our club and to Rotary throughout the world. It has already been explained to you the ideals of Rotary service. Our motto is service above self, and the object of this club and all Rotary clubs is to encourage and foster this ideal as a basis of worthy enterprise. You are to share in this effort. You have been approved for membership in the club because we believe you to be a worthy representative of your vocation. Everybody know what his vocation is, by the way. Why don't you tell us?
I work at the Humboldt Area Foundation in donor engagement, so philanthropy is my vocation and serving the community.
Figured you all should know that. All right. You've agreed to accept the obligations of membership in this club and to obey the club's constitution and bylaws. Now, I have the pleasure of asking your sponsor, AJ, to pin your membership pin, the emblem of the Rotary wheel, which we hope you will wear with pride of being a Rotarian, but also with the humility of service. We got a faulty one there? No, we got those. We don't test them before. All right. At this time, also, I'd like to present you with your red badge. This is a symbol of a new club member. As a new member, there's a path you will follow to achieve your blue badge status, and I know you will achieve this in a timely manner. And we have some information in your packet here about that. This new member packet contains information about our club and Rotary International. You'll have many questions in the coming weeks, and I encourage you to seek answers from your sponsor, membership committee, or club president, or any club member. And your mentor, I was informed, is Craig. Is that correct? Couldn't have a better one. Founding member of our club.
After that's great to give me a new alarm clock.
It is my pleasure on behalf of the board of directors and the entire club membership to welcome you to our club. Fellow Rotarians, I'm happy and honored to present to you our newest club member, Luis Chabolla. As is our tradition, please come up and shake his hand.
Mix it up. Oh, I was totally expecting.
Welcome.
Congratulations.
Wow. It's good to show up.
I was also this morning.
I thought I could get a few people. I just thought I'd cause trouble.
Cell phone?
I have one, but it's in the car. I thought you said don't take it later. See, I don't know what you think. Yeah.
Thank you.
Come in.
Back to doing what matters in one of our other committees. We did get a chance to talk about it, and all right, people, we're going to give a scholarship. So
most of you know, because I just told you, but not all of you, that our club has our scholarship committee. We give several $1,000 scholarships. I just went over this to Arcata High School and the charter school now, sometimes more. And then we also have a $1,500 4-year revolving scholarship every year. And those students, we make them come back and tell us what they've been up to before we'll give them their check for $1,500. So this is Olivia Reynolds, and she's going to give an update on what she's been up to. Since graduation. She graduated in 2015. But my husband and I know Olivia, and just to give you a little background on her, she was the president of Interact when she was at Arcata High School, and that was a really great group. That was the group that redid the senior lawn, which was an eyesore before, and now it's a very nice little area. They created a lot of new projects. They started doing the coats for cold and the toys for tots. They did a lot of things. And Olivia also went to RILA, although she didn't need to. She's always been a leader. She was the manager of the student store for, was it 2 years? 2 years, and she liked it. So again, this is Olivia Reynolds, and she's going to give us an update on what she's been up to.
Hi, I'm currently at CSU East Bay in Hayward. It used to be CSU Hayward, but it's like the same campus. Everyone's always a little confused. It's my 4th year. I am going to have 1 more year. I'm currently an entrepreneurship major. That's the goal, but I mean, we'll see how it goes. This has been my first year working as a nanny instead of like having a normal job. It's been great. I love it. I would totally suggest it. You know anybody that's moving away from home and has to work during college, like to have a home and free food is probably the best. And I do have a great family, which makes it easier, but I also recently started an internship for Novatos Engineering. They make a single axis solar tracker mount. It's an interesting company. There's 4 engineers and me. I'm the marketing intern, so it's been kind of like an interesting experience. I'm getting, sometimes it's kind of, it's way over my head. But my connections with Rotary helped a lot when I did a project for them first, and Stan, her husband, was able to help me get some connections to get some interviews that I think really made a difference. And at the end of the project, I asked if he needed a marketing intern, and he said yes. So it's been exciting for me to see the way a business starts, because right now they have no sales. So we're really like on the on the ground floor of this business, and seeing like the struggles of an entrepreneur firsthand is making me think maybe like marketing might be a better option. But we'll see. I have this year and then 1 more semester left. So again, I wanted to say thank you for 4 years of support. The money is really, it's really nice to start school and not be like worried about paying for a parking pass, which is like, ridiculously overpriced. And like I've watched my roommates buy books late because they didn't have money yet. So like knowing that I don't have to go into the school year like stressing about paying for books or a parking pass has been huge. And I think that it really helps me start off well. I'm not missing assignments at the beginning of the quarter. So thank you for 4 years of support, and hopefully more. If anybody knows any job opportunities in the Bay Area, let me know. Thank you.
See, we continue to do what matters, and we're able to, see what we've done. And this has been 4 years, so thank you very much for telling us.
Great.
What you're
One
up
day
to.
I hope I'll be a Rotarian, but that's not in my schedule right now. One day.
It will be. Being busy is good. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Now I'm back on my track. So we have a few committees that I'm not going to end up mentioning today, and I apologize for that, but I will get back to them. I will make sure that we get them plugged in over the next couple of weeks, because I want to get to the youth exchange, because we've had a lot going on with youth exchange, and we had an outgoing student, or a returning student, an inbound student. We're going to have another student showing up on Monday, and who's on the committee? Anybody? Do we have a few? We have a few here. And I would love to get you to come up, if you could, Ian, and speak about what's going on with youth exchange.
Okay. Hardest working committee.
Well, this morning, Julie actually gave me a boost. In support of these, this is a postcard from Izzy, who is back home in Austria. And I'm not going to read it right now because I'll cry. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
In frame here. Cam and Craig, please stand up. So these two, when I was a bewildered young Rotarian, not really knowing what was going on, had this program going on that they were coordinating and working hard in. And under the theme of being the inspiration, Cam was my sponsor into this club, and both of them inspired me to get involved and walk down the journey I've taken for the last 6.5 years now. So thank you both for being there and masking with confidence and liquidity of, the illusion of everything is going perfectly, because the reality is we're working with kids, not everything goes perfectly, but there's a larger purpose, and I appreciate you getting me involved in the first place, so thank you.
Good.
Who here has hosted a student? Please stand up. Awesome. Or will stay up, or will be hosting a student soon. Thank you all. Stay up, please. You know how important this is by direct experience. Who here has done something with an exchange student? A few more. Who's had a conversation with an exchange student that made a positive impact in their day? Okay, so the rest of y'all who are still sitting down, you're really missing out.
Blowing in.
Our current head committee, I'm your youth exchange officer for our club. Nick Torres is our new inbound counselor. He'll be responsible for, anybody name our new inbound coming in? I know you can, Andres. He's from Germany, good. Finn from Germany. He is super excited to be here on Monday. Hopefully everybody can come who's around the airport at about 5:30 on Monday. Get there about 5:15 and you won't miss the incoming flight in case it's somehow magically early. And then our outbound counselor, Claire, is not here today. We also have a great support team with continuation of Tammy and Cam, and Lori kind of floats around the background when something needs to be picked up. But the committee does work for two international Rotary service avenues, international service and youth services. We kind of bridge two main categories, all for the purpose of building peace in the world. I was reading my news this morning, and now we're looking at about 100,000 people displaced by the fires, right? That's a huge number. We can't put our hands or brains or hearts around that. We feel for it, but who knows somebody who lives in Santa Rosa or Mendocino or Redding? Any hands? We all do, right? That's what makes it personal, and that's why we do youth exchange. You can read about Austria, but until you know Izzy and know a person from there, it's not as tight a human connection. So those connections that we build through our interactions with each other as individuals, and extending that into the youth of the world who have that potential to carry it forward throughout their whole life and understand that, well, boy, Brian's really cool, and he's from that crazy place called California, and they actually get up in the morning and like each other. Those sorts of things have a lasting impact. I've seen it time again. Who here might be able to name the last, out of our last 6, how about the 3 of our last 6 inbound students? Not counting Izzy, because she was just here. Anyone? I'll make it easier. I've got jewelry here for
So Izzy, Sophia.
Izzy, Sophia.
Who?
Judy.
Judy. I only remember the ones I hosted.
You're missing one you hosted.
I can start.
Zara. One more, Julie. One more.
So okay, there's Izzy, Sophie, Mozara, Alex, Paul,
Judy.
She wins for trying. And you got all the ones. How about our outbounds? Obviously, we've got Travis going out right now. We've got one more piece of jewelry here.
Bella?
Isabella. She just gave a wonderful poem.
Rudy. The true law.
Okay, I need two from one person. Quick.
Christina.
Logan.
Okay, Steve right here. You got the most of it. Okay. So,
see that in my
And your smiling face here too.
That's a bonus. You who here has questions about what this committee does? I mean, we, as a club committee, there's activities really throughout the year. I also serve on the district committee as the outbound officer for all the students in our district. But so I can't answer pretty much any question you may need. Yeah.
I don't have a question. Well, I kind of have a question. But we've got a lot of new members, as Ray said. Are we going to do another one of those massive group clearances like we did? Because
clearance, like a
well, we need to be whatever certified, cleared, whatever to spend time with an exchange student.
So vetting requirements have changed dramatically over the years. The U.S. Department of State is really down every program's next, not just Rotaries. So there are basically three main levels of vetting. Ray's going through his vetting right now, or has finished.
I have not finished.
Not quite. He will this weekend, though.
Yes, I will actually.
So all presidents, all YEOs, all committee members are required to be fully vetted as one-on-one. I can go do whatever with a student and be the sole supervisor. There is a general invitation to the club to get what's called a YPA, or Youth Protection Awareness Certification. That serves for all youth services, not just youth exchange. So it's something that really all of us should do. I just talked to Ray yesterday about introducing that to the board as a red badge process to do the YPA. That allows you to be with the students with another person. So not one-on-one contact, but you could grab your spouse and go do something with the student, which is fantastic. We need that interaction with our students. And I see we're almost time, so I'll be quick about this. The other level of vetting is if you're going to host a student, they're going to be in your home living with you. That's a host family vetting, and Cam has been very helpful in making sure that as those proceeds that we do the required visits, and it's very straightforward now in terms of actually doing it. You tell us at what level you want to be involved, we'll send you the appropriate link, and you go through the steps as they come to you online. So it's very straightforward. The background checks are all done online using certain IDs rather than having to go in and do wet prints. So it's very simple. So if you wish to be involved with our students, let me or any other committee member know. We'll get you the information you need to move down that road. And we really appreciate you engaging with those students. I think you'll find this incredibly rewarding to you and our whole community to understand each other. That's really the purpose of the program, is peace through mutual understanding. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, well, we did it at a club meeting one time.
It doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's
how long does the vetting last? Is it just for the Rotary year?
The YPA is 2 years. The rest of them are for a year-long project.
We'll get you more information about that soon.
We have a need for one more family for this year?
Yes,
next year?
we have an opportunity for the December through March-ish time frame.
And then another hosting opportunity next year for 2019-20 for 3 families. So think about that and the benefits of it to your family and the world.
Thank you. And it's clear that I should probably give you more time another time because I've already kind of gone over. So gonna just zip through the rest of this. I have more committees, and I will be plugging them in over the next couple of weeks, because I wanna make sure that we get all of these, because we have other programs too. Let's quickly get the raffle.
Hey, Dick.
Still gonna run you guys over a minute or two.
Did you get one?
I think so.
Pull a raffle.
You did, I saw you take it at the red package.
Yeah, yeah, you did. Can you send that to me?
Let's see, shall we?
913?
1913.
Oh, that's me. I knew I had the right color this time.
$5.
Thank you.
Oh, one more. Who am I splitting it with?
Me. 901?
That's me.
And while we're looking at this, I just wanted to give a reminder to AJ, because this is, you know, an important thing that you should keep in mind. It's just gonna keep getting closer and closer. You know, really, it's kind of like a retirement countdown for me. So, I'm kind of excited.
Looking good, Alfie.
And then, I'll leave with my quote. And I like the silence after that. Everybody's like, let's read Ray's quote. My quotes are generally not going to make much sense. My quotes are for me to go, I like that. So, enjoy the show. And I like popcorn, it's good. So, have a great week, and we'll get the rest of these committees in and keep doing what matters.